All right, welcome back to the Coaching Collective podcast. So today, I'm joined by Milan. Uh,
Hello, hello.
yes, obviously a recurring guest, which is lovely.
Hmm.
Nice chat to you as always. I don't think
Likewise, brother.
we haven't caught up properly in a while, actually.
It's been a while before Serbia, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, shit, it was, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, time flies, man. Yeah, I was just saying, like, even like I was in Thailand like 2 months ago now.
If I
Yeah.
feel like this whole year has just blinked in front of me, man. I don't know. I feel like the busier and busier we get, time just passes by.
Yeah, and then like when I saw the other day that it was like almost September, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious, but still, like, I think because we're in Melbourne as well, the weather's so bang average still that you sort of don't acknowledge it.
I'm so ready, bro. I just want heat. I don't even want it to be hot. I just don't want rain, man. Give me a 22-degree sun all day. Beautiful.
I actually always say to Izzy, it's not the summer days it's not the heat that makes it a good day. It's the fact that you spend time in the sun or whatever. It's the aura that you get from like the sun being out, nice weather, people are out and about at night, so on and so forth. That's
Mm.
what I like about the spring/summertime. It's nothing to do with the fact that it's hot. I don't go to the beach.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I yeah, I hate the beach.
We went to Thailand. We didn't step foot in the water. It's not even. It's literally what you just said, which is a massive one actually. Like winter blues, bro. I don't
Yeah.
know if you experienced it like with your clients, but I've felt it heavily
Yeah.
across.
I noticed it more last year than this year. This year seems a bit more condensed
Hmm.
terms of that window. Like, I don't know what you think, man, but I'm looking out the window at the weather as I speak. It's not, this winter feels like it wasn't as gloomy almost, besides like your handful of days and weeks,
Hmm.
where last year was like disgusting.
Yeah, yeah. Last year was. It definitely was. I feel like when you're in the midst of it, it
Mm.
just sucks no matter what. But I definitely you compare last year to this year, and it was way worse. I feel like last year went for 7 months that winter,
Yes.
bro.
And I was in Europe 8 weeks last year, and I still felt like that. And I was going to say, I swam in Europe in 8 weeks twice.
Yeah.
I don't even think I swam twice. I was in Malta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like the vibes, like what you said, bro. That's
Yeah.
Thailand. Thailand is my favorite place in the world, no matter where I've been. Just the vibes, man. Everyone's happy, everyone's cheerful, the sun's out.
Mhm.
Bliss.
Yeah, I feel like Bali's the best for the the picturesque skies, I should say.
Yeah.
You've been to Bali, obviously didn't have the good experience there, but I don't know if you notice the sky's always like a solid blue. There's
Yeah,
nothing
it is nice.
like that.
To be honest, bro, I can only touch base on photos. My
Yeah,
experience of Bali was just everything was chaos.
yeah, no, I
It was
remember.
pissing down rain. There was floods. I got really bad food poisoning. Ended up in yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, no, I remember that. I remember I felt bad because you were so excited to go, and everyone carries on about it. Everyone carries on about it. It's definitely not what it was.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I feel like you only realize what it is when you've been multiple times. Because I see so many people, especially heaps of people from Dubai there now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's
That's,
relatively close by.
yeah, I think as well because it's got a little bit of a bodybuilding kind of
Mm,
vibe about it now. And they're all going there like, oh, this is amazing. And it's like when you're there for like 8 weeks, you see it for what it really is.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's great, but hard to explain, man. Just a lot of people trying to escape reality. And you're hybrid between like fitness influencers and bogans on ketamine. That's like
Literally.
on one corner and it's like just influencers taking photos, and then you're on the next corner as people off their heads.
I think that's why I didn't, not that I didn't like it. I'm definitely going to give it a redemption arc at one point, but I felt like it was so much more superficial compared to like something like Phuket. If you get
Oh,
what I'm trying to touch
yeah,
base on.
way. That's yeah, because that's why I kind of just got over it because it became so trendy,
Mm,
so busy, and it just you see it spread. But like when I spend long periods away from going there, I never don't enjoy it. But when
mm,
we're done, I'm always like we did 3 weeks at the end of last year, and at the end of the third week, I was like, yeah, I'm ready to.
ready to come home.
I wasn't disappointed to come home, but I don't really get disappointed to come home anymore. I remember when I lived with my,
Yeah.
it'd always be like bad buzzing coming home.
Yeah.
We live solo. I don't know, man, a little bit different. I know you live with folks, but or that,
Yeah.
but I don't know what it was, man. Yeah, because often when I tell people I want to move now, they're like, "Oh, do you hate Melbourne that much?" Because I used to say that I hated it, and I'm like, actually, no. Like,
Yeah.
just I don't want to. I know I'm going to be here forever, and I want to take an opportunity while I can, because as we've spoken about plenty of times, coaching, how long is it for?
100%.
Yeah, like we could be here forever. It could not be. And then we got family, we got kids, and then I don't have an opportunity to live overseas when I've had a period where I can. That's my
Honestly. We're,
tear.
we're we're in the most optimal position to be able to do that now. If we don't take it now, like you touch base, probably never will be able to later. Especially when kids come, it's like up until 4 years of age, it's fine. But
Hmm.
after that, then they start running school, pulling them out of school and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's one thing I've realized as well, what you touch base there, no matter where I am in the world, it's beautiful, right? Being away, but home is home, man. Like even Serbia, if it wasn't for family, I reckon I probably would have cut that trip short 2 weeks easily.
It's funny you say that too, because that's what I've started to realize as well. But it took
Mm.
me ages to get to that point.
Yeah.
I think there was just other areas of my life which I was less than satisfied with that I didn't realize that could be fixed.
Hmm.
As weird as that might sound, because like I think for me, like this is like I guess a cool little thing to get your thoughts on too. It sort of took me probably till I'm a bit like home. Home is defined by your definition of home. Like it's not necessarily a location. Like it's not necessarily a person. Some people say home is like within the partner or whatever. But I think finding that sense of home within yourself is important. Like finding where you're like, I'm me.
Hmm.
I know that sounds super strange, but like my point is, if I'm just trying to make this very clear to you, um, I feel like people aren't truly themselves until you get a level of confidence and satisfaction in how you conduct yourself. And that's why I think, for example, I've always thought this. A lot of celebrities you see like are super strange people and have super strange interests. And obviously there's a bit of a line where it just turns fucked up, but let's just
Hmm.
and I think it just comes down to the fact that they can be in completely themselves and they don't care for acceptance anymore to a point where like normal people who are working a job where they have to keep a boss happy and they have to keep family happy, maybe they've got family values that they don't agree with, whatever. You sort of mold yourself into a person that's not really you. Does that make sense?
100% does, bro. That's something I had an issue with when I was growing up. I'd
Me
always
too.
be like a people
Yeah.
pleaser, and
Yeah.
it's always like I'd go out of my way to make everyone around me happy. But then for myself, I just started becoming a different persona, right?
Yeah.
Whereas recently, man, I'm just really. Everyone says like I don't give a shit what other people think, but
Mm.
I'm really in that flow now, and I feel so at peace, man. I don't care what people think about me. I don't care what people like view me as. I'm myself, my true self, and people are enjoying it around me, and that's when I feel like I feel the most at peace and at home. If you
That
get what I'm trying to say.
I 100%, I 100% agree. Because yeah, that took me. It's a big shift to get to that point too, where you don't care what people think. Because
Hmm.
you go through a phase even, which I'm sure you've been through, where you don't care what people think, but you still want to be recognized.
Hmm.
And that's still a phase where you don't truly have like that liberation just yet. But it took me till like probably the midpoint of last year to really get like that. And I reckon it took me till I competed this year, or even like throughout the context of the prep to really consolidate. Like I could not care what people think. Because Izzy, like, for example, like one of the boys came to me at the start of the year and said, "Did you hear what this person said about you?" And I'm like, "No, I don't even know who that is." And then
Yeah.
he found out, and she's like, "Aren't you annoyed?" And I'm like, "Nah, like I don't care." I remember even another one actually. Remember when I beat Chess Bra on the show, by the way, for anyone listening?
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. He posted it, and heaps of people in the comments were like roasting me. Not saying anything like super bad, but like he didn't deserve it, blah blah blah. It's nothing that upset me. I remember Izzy was like furious. She's like, "I'm gonna comment back," and I'm like, "Izzy, who cares?" Like
100%.
and then she's like, "Does it not upset you?" I'm like, "Not at all. I won." Like they can say what they want. Yeah, but
It,
even
it,
I don't want. I don't care what they say, man. It doesn't impact me. I don't know these people.
it's opinions, brand. Once you stop giving a fuck what people think and their opinions about you, life becomes free. And that's something I was touching base. But what you touch base on there, like when it comes to I feel like it's a good note. And I was actually speaking to one of my clients that's getting into coaching, and
Mm,
he's like, he sent me a piece of reel that he recorded, right? And he was like, "All right, does this sound good, or do I have to be more professional?" I'm
mm,
like, "Stop trying to be professional. Stop trying to be anything, right? Don't try to recopy content. Be yourself. Be your true self." Because I feel like that's why I kind of got burnt out with content a little bit, bro. If I'm being completely honest, I felt like I would record some content that I enjoyed, and either it didn't do well, right? Because I was so analytical with the numbers. And then I'd create content that I sounded professional. I sounded, but it wasn't me. Like the boys would message me like, bro, what the fuck is this, right? And I started connecting the dots. I'm like, bro, I don't want to be sitting there trying to speak in a professional, technical words. That's not me, right?
mm.
Like if you say one of my check-ins with my clients can attest to it. I am literally a crackhead on check-ins,
Yeah,
right? I, I,
yeah.
I like I have the professional side of the coach, but
Mhm.
I end up talking about some random shit. There's humor in there. There's just everything. It's personal. Um, and at the start, I wasn't. right? And I felt like that's what started kind of draining me, and it started like not making me happy. When I transitioned out of that, and I'm just like, bro, I'm just gonna be myself. You either like me, you want to work with me. If you don't gel with me, there's probably another coach out there for you. Once I
Mhm.
started doing that, not to put it to coaching related, but that's when I became happy. And it really goes to show when you stop caring about other people's opinions, bro, life becomes bliss. And it's that freedom that people chase. I feel like that's when you truly get it.
And like for me as well, like even just the whole competition thing at the start of the year and me not sharing it with anyone, half of it was proving that to myself.
Hmm.
Because if I knew that if I could do it on a whole journey, knowing that I was the only one benefiting from it, or like not I was the only one, but like it was about me and myself. It was not about how people perceived it or anything like that. That like for me just like anchored how much more important that is and how much more fulfilled you feel even in accomplishing things knowing they're solely for you. Because I'm sure there's heaps of times where you've achieved stuff or you've wanted to achieve stuff, or anyone listening that wants to achieve stuff. And at the root of it, you're probably not doing it because you want to do it. It might even just be, oh, because it makes my parents happy or it makes my uncle happy or it shows like even concepts where it's like, oh, I'm going to show these people. I remember there was periods like even I remember at the start of the prep, I wrote up some lists of not to make it about the bodybuilding. It's just a very easy example. Like I remember, I wouldn't write this down, sorry, but I used to say to myself, I want to prove this person wrong because I'd heard things. I remember when I was like 4 weeks out, I thought to myself, I don't give a fuck about that person. Like, and that showed to me that I developed. But even just how you go about your days, because like I even had this thing where I want to be this world recognized coach and achieve this, and I want to be successful and people to recognize my success, like whether that be financial or business or whatever. But then you realize like none of it matters. Like if you do it for you, it's
Truly.
such a better feeling. Like I'd rather be low key, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I'd rather just no one really know about my business and I just do what I do.
I'm
And
the same.
yeah, like I've told you I mentor a couple of clients and they'll say to me, "Oh, why don't you like drive a nice car or do anything like that?" I'm like, "What for?"
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah, I don't
to
love
please other people.
yeah, I don't love cars. I don't need an aura. I had a guy actually say to me the other day because they often get people coming to me for like life advice and he's like, "Oh, don't you think like a nice car?" Because I was telling him he should stop investing in cars. I just said,
Hmm.
in cars are a money pit. But he's like, it gives you opportunities and opens doors. And I said to him, people looking for people with opportunities, they're looking for someone, they don't care about how you're perceived. They care that you're actually of value. And that's not caring about what people think. That's actually needing those resources to potentially help you grow. But even then,
Mm.
you really want those networks? I don't know.
Yeah, when superficial, I don't know.
The purpose is for you to grow through it because obviously you might get those opportunities, but you're not going to rock up in a Lambo and someone's going to be like, oh, I'm going to introduce you to this person. You see
It's far, far from it, man.
yeah. Yeah, like yeah, nah, fuck, I'm glad you resonate with that actually because I felt like that's changed exactly as like who I am as a person.
Mm,
There's even times sometimes where I'm so blasé and I realize like I should be more invested in, not invested in, but more present with people. But
hmm.
that's just my core like sort of overriding, which you still need to care about others. Um, as probably doesn't come out the way that I'm having in my head.
No, I understand it.
Mm.
It it's like I think what you touch base on is like you're meant to be always chatting with friends, always chatting with family and stuff like that, touching base. Where sometimes I just don't want to.
And
You know what
sometimes
I mean?
I forget that like I should. Like even
Yeah.
when everything happened with the old man a month ago, and I had all my schoolmates rock up at my house one night, and I hardly speak to them anymore. Like I do, like they even one of them were talking back and forth the last couple of days. But I realized like fuck man, I should make more time for these people. But I'm so at peace with everything that sometimes it's just slips my mind almost. Yeah, that like I have
Uh,
these really valuable in a really good way, valuable, not valuable in terms of constructive to anything that I'm achieving
mm,
valuable people in my life who like care about me and are my friends. Because like the other thing I raise as well, this is going down another rabbit hole. With these kind of friends that I've been with friends with for like 15 years, I could be broke, poor, successful, unsuccessful. I could be a criminal, whatever, and they'd still be my mates. Do you know
hmm.
what I mean? Where I find a lot of the friends you meet later in life, you don't get that. You
No, it's very very rare, very rare, rare.
Yeah. I've had friends across the last 5 years who I've met through the industry. Like I'm grateful to have someone like you, and there's a few others as well who don't fall under this category, but you connect really well for a short period.
Mm,
And then,
it falls out.
yeah,
That,
and then
but
there's nothing wrong with that. But like,
uh,
you know what I'm trying to say.
100%.
Yeah.
But with those friends that like those like old school true friends, you
Mm.
could not see them for 6 months and you rekindle like straight away like you kicked it yesterday.
Yeah,
That's something that I really, really feel.
yeah, and yeah, that was actually a nice feeling that ever happened because a lot of silver lining that came out of the last couple of months of my life.
Mm.
I'll even remember I was in the hospital and not to get deep or anything, I don't mean to. Try not to be emotional about this, but I had a mate that I hadn't seen in like 5 years. And I walk into the hospital by my dad's bed and he's there. And I'm
Oh,
like,
sorry to hear.
and he's like, man, I heard about it. I had to come. And I'm like, I haven't spoken to you in 5 fucking years, bro. He's like, doesn't matter. He's like, doesn't matter. He's like, I'm coming over tonight. Or we came over like the next night. And like, that was just crazy to me. Do you know what I mean? Uh,
Mm.
I don't know how I've gone to this topic now. And I don't know how to go back to the previous topic. Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Yeah.
they're ride or dies, bro. But
Yeah. Yeah, they are. But like, I think if we were to try to generalize this conversation now, like, you start to realize what's important in life too as you get that little bit older. And that's what I've realized in the past little while. Yeah.
that's when maturity hits. Like I thought I was mature. I go back 4 or 5 years ago,
Mm.
right? I thought I was a gentleman and I'm old. I'm an adult. Bro, up until like honestly 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, this is when maturity really hit, and just genuinely no fucks given. Like when I
Mm.
was younger, I'd want to have the flashy cars. I'd want to have the flashy Gucci bag and this. Bro, I couldn't give a shit. Right? I really, really couldn't anymore.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I even, man, actually, sometimes I tell myself, Mark, you should probably dress better. Like, because you know how they say you sort of how you're dressing when you enter a room is like your, what do they say? You know what I'm trying
How they perceive you at face value and stuff
to.
like that. But
Sometimes I think I should probably take that into account because just a little, it's a level of, that's not caring what people think. I think that's a level of pride to some capacity.
mm,
Same time I'm torn with, but I don't really care. And I'm not going to put effort into a wardrobe every day. Not that I have bad clothes, but
but it shows how content you are with yourself and
yeah.
how at peace you are,
If you
which
saw
is
me,
beautiful, bro.
if people saw me at the coffee shop every morning, they'd think I'm fucking homeless. Like they just think, yeah, he's got his laptop, so he can't be homeless. But like that's about it. Yeah. But no, that's man, I don't even reckon I get out of Crocs most of the day.
Bro, I've started rocking them.
Yeah.
I started rocking them recently. The best thing ever. They're completely off topic, but they're the best.
Oh man, I don't think I wear any other shoe unless I go out. Even to the gym, I wear Crocs.
Comfortable.
Yeah, no, like maybe when I go out, I wear like Jordans or like Doc Martens if I'm dressed up.
Hmm.
That's what, once a week, maybe. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Or occasionally, when you chuck on an outfit, like, I'll try to dress a bit cool today. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, we just feel suave.
One of the
Needs
things
to be done sometimes.
One of the things I actually do is sometimes if I have a big work day, I actually try to dress a little bit nicer. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, because I find it makes me a little bit less like comfortable to a point where I know I have to put in.
Literally, I put cologne. I put cologne on. I'll give myself a full fresh fit. I'm like, there's something about it. You
Yeah.
sit down, you're like, you know what? Yes, all right, it's time to work. Where sometimes I just put on a like oversized hoodie. I'm just like, I can feel a little bit like dragged.
Yeah. Especially if I'm doing consultations, I'll always be like, cool, because it just makes me feel like I have to be on,
Yeah.
as opposed to being a slob. Yeah, and just caffeinating all day and nicotine fueling all day.
Hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, nah, damn, we went way off track. I kind of like these conversations though. It's probably stuff that people don't hear because
If
yeah, I've
it
touched on
feels natural, man. Every time we've done a check-in, we've kind of gone off topic. Like we'll touch base on what we'll chat about, and we go off topic.
yeah,
Clients touch base and they love it because
yeah.
this is how you connect. Exactly what I was touching base on the content thing, where it's just be yourself. Don't try to. We have to add in fucking topics and shit like that to it to make it educational. But just people connect with us, and people like this more than anything.
I think even if we're talking business, people do like invest in people.
Hmm.
If you don't like someone, like I don't think I would stick with a coach or a mentor or anyone who's provided me like ongoing advice who I don't like as
Hmm.
a person. Like I think back on there might be a couple of times where I've stuck with someone who I don't like just because they're really good at what they do, but
Hmm.
that's usually in niche spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very big on gut feel and how I connect with a person. I even tell some like I do a consultation call if I don't feel like we connect or we're completely different.
Mhm.
I'll tell them I'll be like, honestly, man, I don't think we're going to connect on this.
Yeah. Mhm.
Here's a few other coaches that you could probably connect with. Because
Mhm.
I'm very big on feel, man. I don't like being uneasy,
Mhm.
just in myself, and I can't do my work correctly.
I
I
know.
definitely agree.
Yeah, because there are definitely clients that you gel with and the clients that you're not. And some clients, like I'm not sure if you get this, but you deal with them for such an ongoing period and you still feel like you don't have any kind of relationship with them.
Hmm.
Others, you establish a relationship so early in the piece.
Yeah.
I noticed that
Yeah.
I actually form really good relationships with the higher end females quite easily. Like
Mm.
probably my
Yeah.
establishment. Yeah. I'm not
Mm.
sure why. It's just kind of been the way that it's always gone. When I say higher end females, I mean like competitive females or females that are like trainers, for example. They're the ones
Mm.
that I get like that best connection with quickly.
Mm.
Yeah.
Uh,
Whereas, it can, yeah, I do have my cohorts. I don't want to say, but like I do have cohorts specifically where I realize I don't get that connection. It's nothing to
Mm.
do with them as an athlete or a client. It's more just them as people and
Yeah.
a lot of the core values which come from that category of individual. Yeah, because I wouldn't say I'm like a hardcore person.
Yeah, neither. It's when you gel, like you feel it, but behind like dedication to the process as well. If you gel with that person, you're having a little bit of chit chat here, you
Mm.
connect. I feel, I really do tend to feel those type of clients really, really give everything to the process because they're almost like, not that they owe you something, but they want to make you proud with the process. I don't know if that you can kind of connect to that.
Yeah, I can 100%. Yeah, and even I even notice like with comp prep clients, the gratitude or the exchange of gratitude is significantly different when you do have that connection.
Hmm.
And it's so much easier. Like I always notice when I like do the write-ups of the posts for the clients after the shows, I can always tell who I really became part of the process with and those who I kind of just did my job for. Uh,
Hmm.
it's kind of like a little bit of a shit feeling when you're doing it. You're kind of like, oh, like it's a bit harder to sort of speak on behalf of this person. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's a natural thing, and that
Yeah.
touches base. I'm very big. I'll tell clients when they first start, talk to me as much as you need. Like, right, touch base. Let's build that connection. It's as much as we're coaches. I feel like with coaches, a lot of people see it as a two-dimensional thing, where it's like we give you a training plan, give you a meal plan, and see you later. I'll
Mhm.
speak to you next week. Where there's more to it, man. There's guiding down psychological route, making sure that everything's in place. It's yes, it is a physique coaching service, but there's so much more in the back end that kind of drives that pathway. If your mental's not guided in the right way or trying to reprogram the way that you think, you
Mhm.
can fall short and it's hard to build those habits, as we
Yeah.
know.
I know, I agree. And it's actually interesting because like my last two coaches before Joe, one of them was like we had a pretty good like connection where the way he drove my psych was Aaron, this was. He way that he drove my psych was quite aggressive because that was just who he was as a person. But I always said to everyone at the time that's what I needed. And
Hmm.
when I switched from him, I said I want someone who I don't have that connection with to such an extent because I just want to be told what to do. I like
Hmm.
this. And then when I got that, I realized this sucks. Like
Hmm.
that's not what I want. And then obviously being with Joe, he's really shifted my mentality away from like more to, especially in the context of a prep, shifting it more towards like a lot of the psychological variables associated, and that was half the reason my prep became so easy as well, amongst other reasons. But that's something I probably didn't really appreciate until I worked with him. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, not that I didn't do it, but now I do a lot better of a job of it.
Mm.
Yeah, and yeah, even for them to know they can confide in you, they can tell you if they fuck up, they can tell you if they're struggling with X, Y, Z. Sometimes you got to tell them get on with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a little bit of a pet peeve with the I'll tell you one of my recent pet peeves actually, and this is just going to open up a whole can of worms, man. But everyone thinks they're going to turn pro.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks they're going to turn pro. The amount of times I've seen, like I saw one this morning and I had a big vent to Izzy, and Izzy's like, not a vent, but I'm just like, this guy seriously thinks he's going to turn pro? And he's like, why do you care? And I'm just seeing it so often. Like he was in the caption, like, I'm building a pro-worthy physique for next year. And it's like, it's not that easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And you kind of know, man. You kind of know if you're going to turn pro. I think after your first show and then
Mhm.
proceeding growth phase, you kind of know if you've got it or not. I think.
I,
Yeah.
I agree, bro.
Mm.
I feel like there's a status around, obviously, like
Yeah.
everybody would love to be a pro.
Yeah.
There's a status behind it and stuff like that. But this is another one. It's also not rushing that process to get it.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
getting a pro card is one, right? I wouldn't say a small pond, right? I wouldn't say you're a bigger fish in a small pond by any means. It's definitely competitive in Australia, a lot more than other countries.
Way more.
But you get your pro card, man, you are a tiny little fucking goldfish in that big world, right? So
Mhm.
it's not even trying to rush the process. It's enjoying. I really, who posted it? I reposted on my story. Is falling in love with the journey, man. Falling in love with the journey of bodybuilding because at the end of the day, you jump on stage, you're there for 15, 20 minutes,
Mhm.
right? That doesn't go your way. That could fucking burn you and cook you mentally forever.
Mhm.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's enjoying falling in love with the training, going to train because you love it, eating and fueling your body in the right way because you love it, and switching and reprogramming your brain. When you
Mhm.
fall in love with the journey, man, the destination doesn't really matter. You jump on stage, all right, we're back in the journey. We're
Mhm.
competing two, three, whatever it may be. You know what I'm trying to say?
It doesn't even apply to just bodybuilding. Like someone raised with me recently, just like in like a mentor kind of style conversation where if you don't put yourself in a position to smell the roses is the way that I refer to it, but that's not how he referred to it. You can't.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are so fixated, hyper fixated on the outcome, which an outcome which might never come, and you got to think like financial objectives, they're never going to come because they're going to keep succeeding. Most objectives, the second you achieve them, you're going to want more.
Mm-hmm.
So there's never going to be as much satisfaction in any kind of outcome compared to the little things in life, like the dinner with the family, like the sunrise, the sunset, that
Mm-hmm.
walk with your partner, like even just sitting on the couch eating a meal with your partner, watching a movie, and you might realize, fuck, I'm having a good time. Like I had one of those moments last night personally. Um, and if you don't put yourself in a position where you can feel that, you don't. And I feel like people don't realize that they're the best moments of life. And
That's what matters, man.
the guy that shared it with me was like one of those people that put in a shitload of hours, and worked shitloads and sacrificed everything for it. And then he said until he was in a position where he stopped or deliberately slowed down, that was only when he realized, fuck, life's actually pretty good. Like,
Mm-hmm.
not that I did this or achieved this or did that. It was like just little things, man, you know?
Yeah. I look back now, and all my memorable things were moments in life. Like,
And some things that didn't even feel like they were anything at the time. Yeah,
yeah, literally,
yeah.
literally, man.
I remember we were in Barcelona last year. Was it Barcelona? Somewhere. I think it was Barcelona. We just got a coffee like just in front of this thing and we're just watching people walk past for like 20, 30 minutes and then we got up and left. At the moment it was just a nothing moment. Obviously we're overseas and there's a bit more about it than that. But like I think back on the trip and that's one of the moments I remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember like seeing the fucking what's that famous the Gaudi things in Barcelona or
Mm.
like anything that everyone goes for. It's just those little things, you know?
That was like the most memorable. I feel like the most peace I've ever been in life, bro. The
Yeah.
most peace. We
Mm.
rocked up off the plane in Thailand, my first ever international trip.
Mm.
Rocked up off the plane, went into 7-Eleven, bought Marlboro Greens,
Yeah.
lit it up,
Yeah. Good old days.
looked at
Yeah.
the sky,
Yeah.
looked at the
Yeah.
sky, all the palm trees and the blue. Man, I felt light as a feather,
Yeah.
right? There's no crazy money spent. There's no materialistic item. It was just a moment in the timeline. Just enjoying the little things. Really, really just enjoying the little things.
And it's funny you say that because when I think of like monetary success for me, monetary success is to be able to have more of those moments like on a regular basis where it doesn't matter. Like for example, I know it sounds like a bit more of a bigger thing, but like even just sitting in Italy drinking a wine,
Mm,
like just being able to do that carefree, or even just like going up the road for dinner one night and knowing that like I don't need to worry about what I'm spending, I don't need to worry about where I'm going to be or where I'm going to be at or what I need to do tomorrow, like those little things. And I feel like to me, like financial success and just success in life can give you the freedom to do that more often. But you can do that anyway.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh, I
yeah,
definitely agree. My,
yeah,
my goals aren't materialistic items. I couldn't give a
yeah,
shit, bro. A house is a house, a car is a car.
yeah,
Fucking goes from A to B. It's just being able to go and enjoy. You know what? Let's go grab a coffee and
yeah,
not have to worry about anything. Or let's go get a steak tonight and not
yeah.
have to worry about anything.
Exactly right. Or even just mid-morning on a work day. Let's go get a me and Izzy, like let's go get a
Yeah.
pastry. We've done that before. Yeah. And it's like, oh nice, especially because like Friday's our check-in day. So we'll do the check-in a little bit. Don't listen to this, Joe. And then we'll go something. Let's go get something quick. Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with that whole concept as well. Um,
Mm,
and yeah, even on like when I think of like even like you said like that you don't care about the house you live in. The only reason I even remotely care about the house I live in, like an eventuality, is because of the little things that I could get out of that. Like
hmm
just having like a cool office space or like having like a nice little garden, things like that. It's not because I need a $4 million mansion that that looks good from the outside. Like I don't care about that.
Yeah.
One of the things I love though, which is probably financially what requires financial stability is like a home gym, like a good home gym.
hmm
If you ever get the chance, look up, fuck, Juji Mufu. Have you
Oh yeah. Oh,
he's
that's the. He was like the strong man. He does like
something like that? Yeah,
where he has that massive shed in the back.
yeah. And I look at that and I think, fuck. I think, fuck. I say I don't care that much about all the luxuries, but then I see that and think, this would be pretty cool.
But, but but even then, it's not a luxury where it's like you're looking for a Lamborghini. You're
Yeah,
looking at something that you passionately love by training in the backyard. Like,
and no one really benefits from it except you and maybe people close to
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, even people close to you. Like you're sharing an experience with them. It's not a flex.
Mm,
Like you'd hope. I never understood why friends flex on friends. I remember when I was younger, man, I'd try to flex on my friends straight up. And now I look back and I think I actually had a conversation with a friend because I had a fallout with a friend years ago, and that was one of the problems because we'd always flex on each other.
hmm
Um, and I'd double down when he'd go at it as well. and we had a massive fallout over it. And we were having a conversation the other week when I was at one of the boys having a few drinks, and like we're all good now. And we sort of just for the first time ever, we kind of got into why we fell out. And I said to him, man, I can't believe I was ever like that. Like, especially with you guys, like with, you know what I mean? Like
Mm.
in particular, like, but what happen? It happens all the time. People do it with your family.
Oh man,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, a lot.
Mm,
But that touches based on that maturity, right?
yeah. Mm,
We're probably immature because I definitely did that. As much as I hate to say it to my friends, I definitely did it.
yeah.
But it's not a part of life that I was happy with. But I was also not mature or myself. I was holding a heavy persona where I was that motherfucker that you wouldn't want to mess with. I had all the money, I had this, I had that, and it wasn't me. Man, me and the missus for our fun, we go for a drive through the forest.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Not even a dollar, no nothing. Just relax. That's
Yeah.
me. Not me flexing a Gucci bag in a fucking Mercedes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I remember I wanted a fast car so badly. And that, like M4s, fucking everything. Finance. Yeah, and then everyone would take me more seriously. And then it's like, man, I don't want people to take me seriously at all. Like what?
Yeah, I want to be left alone, bro.
Yeah. Like even when I see people flexing finances on Instagram, I think, mate, you know when someone flexes finances, they don't have anything. So
hmm
yeah. But no, I never, yeah, that's definitely the only thing that sometimes I feel like to some people I might come across as I'm flexing when I speak to people on like deeper levels.
hmm
But I think sometimes, and if I've ever anyone that's listening, I've ever had these conversations with you, because I have had these conversations with clients.
hmm
It's never me flexing, it's me trying to tell or make a point that, because usually you're saying it to people who aren't completely satisfied with where they're at. I'm trying to raise a point that you can dig in deeper and you can take action to change your trajectory.
hmm
And when I see that in people and I see that they can do more, it's very hard for me to just not say anything.
I'm the same.
Sometimes it's hard because you upset them, but you obviously got to tread carefully. Because I got some instances lately where done it with people close to me, and like they haven't taken it the wrong way at all. There's nothing wrong with it, but like I think to myself, I always leave and I think I hope they understood that I was trying to make a point,
In
like
a positive manner, not a negative manner.
rather than anything egotistical or to knock them down or anything. Because every year we get older, man, it's harder to change.
hmm
And change doesn't necessarily mean you're going for more money or you're trying to achieve X, Y, or Z. It could even just be trying to transition your life in some way to make you happier,
hmm
to make you happier later. And you see that, and people think, "No, I can't do anything about it now. I'm 30," they'll say. And it's like, "No, you can.
You definitely can, man.
You just need to
Well,
want to." Yeah, or you
uh,
need the right guidance.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's having a support network. I'm a big believer in as
yeah, me
well.
too. Yeah,
If it wasn't for Sunita, I've said this publicly. I have no ego or pride with it. If it wasn't for Sunita, my partner, I
yeah,
would not be where I am right now. It's
yeah,
just having that guidance, and you can and trust me, bro. She's Cambodian, right? The
yeah,
Cambos are harsh and they're
yeah,
fucking
yeah. I
outspoken,
know. I
so
can
it comes
imagine.
off. It comes
Yeah,
off
yeah.
so straight on, and
Mm.
it sucks in the moment, but fuck, it guided me where I am.
Yeah, Izzy's definitely when I first met Izzy, I was just starting this part of the business. I wasn't as busy. So she's sort of been with me through all the most difficult transition because I was quite
hmm
comfortable when I met her in regards to what I was doing. There wasn't really much I was pushing for. And her resilience through that's been huge, but also seeing her develop because she wasn't like she is today back then.
hmm
Now she tries to slow me down a little bit more. It's funny, man. Like even this morning we had a conversation talking about similar to what like the sort of moves I'm considering at the moment that we
hmm
spoke about for the call. And she'll say to me, "Oh, like I think you need to slow. I think we need to slow everything down, smell the rose a bit more." But then the same tone, she'll be like, "Oh, but then again, like she'll be like, you're so motivated and so driven. Like it would be such a waste for you just to go into cruise control now." And I think, what
hmm
do you like, and then she even went on, she's like, "I know it would be hard in our relationship if you were to try to like keep pushing, but like maybe you should." I'll be like, "Is he?" Like,
I mean, it's a perfect answer. It
yes.
just throws the ball back in your
Yeah.
court.
Yeah, it does. It
That's
does.
a good lawyer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing falls on her.
Nothing falls on her at all. Yeah. Yeah, no, when she said that this morning, I was like, fuck. Like, you're not making this any easier for me. Because, like I said, yeah, like I'm sort of in a position where I was like, yeah, I could go into cruise control, or I could just try to really keep consolidating and then but it's just like even like you said, like it's hard to sort of pick a direction. I just think
hmm
where we're at in life even because obviously like we've spoken about like the potential for families and stuff like that too.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm always split into two decisions, bro. It's like push and build mountains and go crazy with it, and then I experienced those like simple like memories that were touching base, the stuff
Mhm.
that I'm just like, you know what? What am I grinding for? Right? I don't know. It's a back and forth constantly, but I feel like that's what makes life interesting. You know what? I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to be go, go, go 24/7 all the time, right? But I
Mhm.
also don't want to sit down and smell the roses 24/7 either. It's
Yeah.
finding a little bit of a balance, pushing for a little bit, pulling back for a little bit. And that's like with anything, right? You
Mhm.
can't push even for like a growth phase. You can't push for 2 years max peak, right? You got to
Mhm.
go through a little bit of a cruise. You got to go through a little bit of a clean
Yeah.
out phase.
It's hard to sort of accept that too. Yeah, because I would even sit here now and say, like, I've grown pretty hard for the last 5 years. It's probably the first year where I've had any kind of normalcy. Um, and I don't regret any of it. And I've missed out
Mm,
on a fair bit, but there's nothing that I like, obviously, with like recent reflection, as you're aware of, like, I haven't really sat back and been like, I regret that. The thing
mm,
I regret the most is probably just not being more present when I could have been, because there was no
mm.
reason for me not to be present. But at the time, you sort of convince yourself that you need to be preoccupied.
I think that's our mindsets, man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
I, I feel like being you are individuals that we're never going to completely stop.
yeah,
I personally couldn't see myself stop, nor like an outsider, like friends, but
mm,
outsider, look at it. I don't think you could ever completely stop where you're just like, you know what, I'm gonna sip a margarita on the beach.
yeah. That'll be nice though.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
to be able to really enjoy that. I always got envious of people who can just sort of completely disengage. Like, it's just not me. But like I always did say to myself, one thing I don't want is to have kids and then still be like grinding, grinding, because I've dealt with obviously a lot of men who are like really grinding to like put food on the table because they've sort of done things in inverse. Like they grind later, they sort of cruise earlier.
Hmm.
Person, because I want to be as present as possible if I'm starting a family. Like it's not
Hmm.
because I need a family or it's because I want the family, I guess.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
that, man.
And that's one of my big motivators, as always has been. Yeah. And I guess
Mm.
my dad did the same thing. He worked really hard until he had us and then just sort of cruised along and he was happy man, as far as
Yeah.
yeah, I always
But
was.
that
Mm.
once again, it's what people value. Like that to me, everything I do, like I could say, yeah, it's for me, but reality, everything I do is for my kids in the
Yeah.
future.
Mhm.
I want them to have a better experience. Not to say my life was bad by any means. Fuck no. I'm blessed for where I'm at. Just have an easier experience, a little bit easier, a little bit of a head start than me, really.
It's funny because one of the this reflect makes me reflect on my younger years. Before I sort of got into anything business or just ambitious, I guess I'll say as well. And I always said, and I remember once I had a conversation with my uncle, and he's like, "You got it so good. Like, why do you need to be like that?" And I'm like, "Because look at where my family are right now, from the upbringing they had. Like, they had not terrible upbringings, but they grew up super poor, like all
Mhm.
ethnics really.
Yeah, same.
So like, it would be almost not right of me to level that up." And then my objective with my kids would be give them the opportunity to level that up again. But I never want
Hmm.
to be that parent that just feeds their kids everything. Like I don't want them to be spoiled brats. That would
Yeah.
that to me doesn't
Yeah,
yeah.
funnily enough, me and a mate were talking about that last night. Some of, like with the new taxes that we're going to implement, like for giving
Mhm.
passing down to your kids,
Oh,
we are touching base on that. It's I don't care how much I have. If my kids spoil and they don't deserve it, they're not going to get a single dollar.
yeah, yeah, fuck, that's tough.
It is rough, but I want to make my kids have an easier life, and I'll give them the foundations for everything they want to do. But if you're going to be a piss taker and you're not going to
Mhm.
like push through with it, like even my old man, right? I went through a phase where I was a fucking shit kind of a human being,
Yeah.
as we've talked in the past.
Mhm.
And he didn't really want to help me. He started seeing me change and stuff like that. Then he assisted me with it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, because you don't want to raise your kids to not be self-sufficient
Mm,
at all. Well, again, I'm not a parent, so we don't really know.
yeah,
Like, it
yeah.
could be
I say all this
good.
now. I'm gonna be the biggest fucking
Yeah, I reckon as well.
teddy bear with my
Yeah.
fucking kids.
Yeah, no, I always think like I'm probably going to be very different to what I say I'm going to be, but like I plan on being a tough parent. Yeah,
Mm.
not high standards. That sounds horrible because it sounds like you're going to put pressure on the kids. Like I want them to be better people than me,
Mm. And
you know? Yeah.
that's the goal. That's what I was telling
Yeah.
Santa. I just want to do the good things that my parents did to me and
Mhm.
improve on the I want to say bad things, but the stuff that I just wish was different.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what a bloodline is, bro. It's just constantly trying to do a little bit better for the kids, a little bit better, and so
Mhm.
on.
Yeah.
You're never going to be perfect.
Yeah, I always think to myself as well, I don't think there'd be any place better to raise a family than here either.
No, 110%.
You want to think that there is, but
We
yeah,
were considering Serbia because in Serbia, man, the kids they go to school at the age of 4 by themselves, right? So
yeah,
it's like a village town. It's like one family. Like everybody knows each other. But then you start looking at the little things, going to the bank, going to. I'm just like, man, Melbourne is Melbourne, bro. Like I feel like it's just because we're used to it. But this place is actually fucking bliss.
yeah. It's like when I wanted to move to Bali, I went through that phase and I went there for 9 weeks or whatever. It was the little things towards the end where you're just like, I could not do this.
Hmm.
Like I remember when we went to Malaysia for a week. We went to Malaysia for like 5 days. And Malaysia obviously more westernized. And that was when we started to realize all the little luxuries we missed out on. Like even like one of the smallest things, man. I remember walking past a bar and the World Cup was on.
Mm.
I was like, fuck, this did not pop up once in Bali. Like I know it doesn't mean much, but like the disconnection there and the inability to walk into a shop and buy some kind of not a luxury item, like a just a Western luxury, something
Mm.
like beef.
Mm.
Yeah, or like a couple of t-shirts or something like that. Like you couldn't do that, or like there was no fast food. Like I know that fast food doesn't matter, but it was just a compounding of all these little things. Not spending $50 a week on a gym membership. Yeah, some gym that
What?
had no atmosphere. Yeah,
Home is always home, but like you said, home is where you make home, right?
yeah, yeah. I had that conversation with someone yesterday as well because they're having trouble with like visas and stuff. But I said, regardless of what happens, your whole life's put together. Like you got a successful business, you got successful friendships, you're doing well with your bodybuilding, blah blah blah. Like if you get kicked back to where you came from, unfortunately, nothing really changes. You still any family there, you know.
Mm.
But he's from the UK, so I don't know how much he wants to go back there.
Yeah, yeah. Different story.
Yeah,
That,
I know I wouldn't want to go back there. Yeah.
no. That's another thing, bro. I was touching base with one of the clients. How much times do we stress about something, right?
Mm.
And what we stress about in 7, 10 days times ends up being all worked out anyway.
Yeah.
It's completely off topic, but this is something that like everyone that's listening should really take
Mm.
is just stop spending the small things. I know it's completely off, but all these little things that you worry about, fuck, this or little tiny that, everything works out.
Mhm.
Life can be happy if you choose for it to be happy. I'm a
Yeah.
true believer in that. Recently, more than ever.
Yeah, no, I do agree. I do agree. There's obviously going to be gloomier times, but I think you need to embrace those gloomier times too.
Mhm.
Um, and as we've said, like, yeah, the journey is everything.
Mm.
Yeah, and the journey is going to come with highs and lows, and the lows make you appreciate the highs. But even then, yeah, sometimes I step back and I question, were those lows really lows? Because some of the worst times of my life are the best. Like when I've gone through breakups, for example, in my past, at the time, they were such gloomy times, but I look back and I say, there was plenty to be taken from me. Yeah, and there's plenty of things that I did.
Yeah.
You've been with the missus for a while, eh?
Eight,
Yeah. So
8, 9 years. So it's been a while, but
yeah,
it
yeah,
was. I mean, my past breakup
yeah,
started that whole escapade to how I went into streets and shit like that because
yeah.
that was such a bad period. But
Mm.
I look back, that was the fucking best thing that ever happened to me.
I actually say to people, this is again so off topic. When you go through breakups, you almost get a superpower that you'll never experience through. There won't be much in life that you really experience the same feeling with because it's a feeling of grief, but it's not the same grief as like a family member passing. Because a family member passing, for example, puts you in real dumps. This is a different kind
Mhm.
of grief where you've lost a person, but you have to pick yourself up just due to a level of pride, self-respect, etc. And I don't know if your experience was similar to this because obviously that was quite a while ago, but you almost have like for me anyway, it was like an energy and an attitude, like a go get it attitude that
Mhm.
I don't think is comparable to anything that you ever have happen. Like, I'm not too sure what your thoughts are around that.
110%, bro.
Yeah,
The most results I made in a single time. And back then,
yeah,
I had no idea what I was doing with training.
mm.
But you know how we're touching base, how you love training and stuff like that? That was that moment. It was almost like a prove her wrong type of scenario.
Half the
And I was
world don't
building
even care
myself.
about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and you
and
don't. And
yeah,
I have a little bit I have a running joke whenever like a client goes through a breakup.
yeah,
Um, I always try to be the bright light, right? I chuck a little bit of humor. I'm like,
yeah.
as much as it sucks, bro, like I low key, a part of me inside gets excited just because I know what's to come after this in
Right,
terms of results and shit like that.
and they never take it well until they
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
Yeah, I've said that because sometimes I go through breakups and I say, once you go through this initial little shitty period, And I always say when it's an amicable breakup, and that's always harder than like someone cheats on someone or something like that. Because if someone cheats on you,
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
line through it, yeah. Or if it's really mutual, which is rare. Um, but I say to them, this you can make this the best period of your life if you
Mm.
want it to be, or you can let it be your worst.
Yeah.
That you'll work out. I've seen some cases where people are just fucking messes after breakups.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
point blank right here. I went into it. Like I got good out of it, but I also got fucking shit out of it too.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, but no, you really just pick yourself up and you just move forward in a way that, like, I don't think much in life gives you that.
Mm.
Even the highest highs, the lowest lows. But yeah, because like I can't think of anything comparatively that would have kicked me up the ass like that. Maybe
Mm.
if you prove them wrong moments, but again, like I said, you're just a bit of a prove you wrong moment at the start, and then after a bit, you just don't care anymore because you just wake up one day and it's just like, all right,
Everything's worked out.
fine.
That's something I did realize as well when I was coming up as a coach.
Hmm.
Coming up, I wouldn't say I'm definitely anywhere up there yet, but
Wow.
um,
Yeah.
but more so in the aspect of when I didn't know if I had leads and I was like in that hungry mode.
Yeah.
That's where I was faking and that's where I was like doing it wrong. Where I feel like if I was just myself back then,
Hmm.
this process, I probably would have kept my fucking hairline a little bit better, bro.
Hmm. One's gone, so that probably explains it all. Yeah.
That's why it's the hat now, bro.
Mm. Oh yeah, don't worry. I never go out without a shaved head. This is probably the worst. It's the worst you'll see it. I need a beard trim too. I
Me
can't
too, bro. I feel like
barber.
an ogre. So bad.
Yeah, I tried to do mine myself, and it was pretty rough. So yeah,
Done it once, never again.
I did. I did go through a phase with business where I really just wanted to be recognized as something, and I would
Hmm.
fake it heaps. And then it sort of hits you, it smacks you in the face. It smacked me in the face like when I had a huge cohort of competitors started last year, and out of like 20 preps, I reckon I buckled 10 of them. And that's when
Hmm.
I realized you've got a lot to learn, mate. Even though throughout that process, my ego was so high. Like, I'm the best at this, blah, blah. Especially because like 8 weeks out, all of them looked ridiculous.
Hmm.
And it was like that last 8 weeks where I'm like, why is this not coming together? But then you sort of realize as well, I don't want to go too far into fitness because that's not what this conversation's about. When you prep clients, you start to realize a lot of the key principles and rules that you are aware of, they don't apply.
Hmm.
Yeah, like no one's meant to be on X amount of calories, and it's like they're going to be there. Yeah, but like
That
they sit there like, no, I can't drop this girl below 1500 because that's wrong. It means something's not working or she's not adherent. But until you've done that enough, you don't realize that like,
sometimes that has to go there, bro.
you know, I think PEDs are the biggest one. Like
Hmm.
even I remember I was like, I do not use diuretics. Like if you need diuretics, you aren't in shape. And then when you get into it, you realize every fucking cunt on stage in enhanced bodybuilding uses
It's
diuretics.
using.
Yeah.
It's that marketing, bro. It's a lot of that marketing
Mm.
from coaches to make it seem like, hey, mate, do a prep with me and you're going to be absolute walking on daisies.
Yeah.
Reality, man, that might happen for one client where they ease their way through a prep.
Mm.
Who knows? But the reality of it, if you got to go fucking down, you got to get leaner. Calories are low. Fuck, bro. There's only one way.
Yeah, no, 100% agree. Yeah, no, now it's like you realize people lie about it as well. Even yeah, PED usage, like you'd sit there like, no, you can't. I'd say to clients, no, you can't do that. You just don't do that. And then you start meeting more people, and you're like, oh wait, everyone does that. Yeah, like with
That that
yeah, but then they lie, but they don't lie to me because they can't. Yeah,
uh,
because usually,
that
yeah.
that's one thing that smacked me in the head when it comes to dosages in bodybuilding.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard a case the other day of a well-known guy who runs around saying he does low dosages, and then I heard what he's really on. Yeah,
Mm.
it's like it was like 3 grams plus, and
But
and that's like that's kind of what I expected, but like I've had other clients say to me, oh, but he's only using this much about the same person,
mhm.
and I've always thought, oh, maybe he is because he's a bit of a genetic freak, and then you hear the truth, and you're like, no,
But
he's
it's once again such an unhealthy thing. They're faking it to like
yeah,
Instagram. That's why I love the fact that chats about PDs is so open now. But
yeah,
at the same time, it's so open
mm,
now that you don't know who's talking shit. Because
yeah,
if somebody's saying, "Yeah, I'm on 400 mgs of test," but when they're doing 1.5, well, now they're giving a false sense of security to a lot of people as well.
yeah, and
Where
I think for first timers that's dangerous.
mhm,
Yeah.
very dangerous. It should be like, yeah. I mean, you can't police it though.
Yeah, you can't. It's dangerous in first times because first timers might get involved and think, oh, but he's only doing that much and I'm comfortable with that.
Mm,
But like that's not what they're doing. And then you sort of dig a hole, which is hard. It's hard to go back once you've gone on PEDs, if you even can, to be honest. I think like a lot of us psychologically probably couldn't go back the other way.
The feeling is just too good. As fucked as it
Not even,
sounds.
not even that, just the apprehension there would be in me even just discontinuing TRT would be so
No, yeah, no.
like I'd need to be very prepared for that.
Mm,
Yeah, like very prepared. It's like for me, it would be like I'm having a family, I'm getting my fertility right, I want to do it properly, and I'm changing my interests in how I go about exercise, is what it would be. Like I get
mm,
into something else
mm.
because I just need to have no fixation on my physique anymore. And that's in the hope that it comes back.
Yeah.
There's no harm in being on TRT forever, but like some people aren't comfortable with that,
Mm.
yeah, which I don't really understand because there's so many other meds that people do forever.
I don't see myself ever coming off, bro, for the rest of my life. Just for the stability of it.
I think I'll use TRT forever. It's just hoping that I
Mm.
get that advised by a doctor at some point, so it's just a bit more straightforward. You don't want to be
Yeah.
huge yells when you're 60
Yeah, yeah,
or
60-year-old
80.
picking up at the car park
Yeah,
with
80
walking
years old,
stick.
you're putting in Bitcoins. Yeah, can you imagine that? Fuck. Surely it's different by then. I reckon that surely it gets a little bit easier and easier as time goes on because it's becoming so normal these days.
I think so. I mean, for a lot of countries, you can literally go into the chemist and buy it. It's just I feel like the Western world, and with time, I feel like with it's going to come around. It will, because there's already start
But the
movements starting to happen.
US and the UK have. So
Yeah.
usually that's the direction we eventually take.
Mm.
Yeah, but especially the US. The US has come around heaps. It's so weird though, because it's still legal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the hormone clinics aren't. Yeah, because I know here they try to shut down all the hormone clinics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tried.
yeah, try, and then there's just another one pops up under a different name.
Mm.
I've seen heaps shut down, in fairness. Yeah, money's they're good money.
When money's made, bro, you can't ever get rid of anything.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, but no, that's hoping that's something where I hope it goes in the future, especially with fertility and stuff like that too. But even with fertility, like I've noticed some of the guys, I was having a conversation with a client today. Some of the guys that I have had the hard, like the most difficult, have had the most difficult time conceiving that I've coached are people that are lifetime naturals.
Mm.
Yeah, and some of the guys that they blasting knock their misses up
Fate
accidentally.
is fate, bro. Fate is fate. When you look at methamphetamine, right, and how much it does to make an impact on sperm cells and fertility, it's a much higher rate than testosterone itself.
Oh, does it? I
And
didn't know that.
yeah, and there's meth babies walking around all the time.
Oh, I didn't know that that was a thing actually.
Yeah,
Into that. Yeah,
fate is that's why I'm a true believer, bro. Fate is fate.
yeah. But you saying methamphetamine is actually used to?
No, 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 no. I'm saying like,
Oh, I was gonna say.
no, 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 no. We're not doing meth to get babies.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
what you think I was saying?
People are saying like methamphetamine supports sperm production for a second.
No, 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 no,
Yeah,
no.
I know what you mean now. It makes more sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, no, no.
yeah.
Fuck no.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, that's a link I've never heard before, but now that you've said it, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, yeah, the people that don't even try, it happens all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether it's just a degree of recklessness and just like continual attempts will make it happen.
But that's what I was telling you before the chat, where it's just you take off the pressure, you take off the worries, and sometimes it just happens, man. You
Yeah,
look at libido. Libido sometimes you can try maximize and change dosages when it comes to PEDs. If you're stressed, if you're a high stress individual, your libido is just not going to be there.
yeah. I feel like libido is a huge concept which people just misunderstand, and on account of that as well. Uh,
Mm.
yeah, because the amount of times you hear people with libido issues, but everything's optimal, and then they don't recognize that there's so many things that can mediate that. Even just having a physically demanding job, the last thing you want to do when you get home is
Yeah.
intercourse. You might hate your partner.
Mm.
You might not find your partner attractive. I know that sounds fucked up, but like
But it's the truth that happens out there,
it
man. People don't
hates.
want to say it, but it's the truth.
Yeah. Like yeah, I had one guy years ago, like who really had trouble like getting it going, but always panels were good. But what it turned out to be was his missus put so much pressure around the process of conception and all right, these are my days.
Mm.
That when she'd be like, I remember the one moment he had where he told me all this was like, I got home the other night and she said she was ovulating. She said, come on, let's do it. And he's like, and I just didn't want to.
Yeah.
And they caused them so many problems because he just couldn't bring himself to do it. And he thought he had all these issues. And once they took that pressure away, he went through some therapy for it and it was all good again. And they end up
Yeah.
little one, they're having another one as well. So that's nice.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it was good. But like, it's just, yeah, because obviously that regiment around it's just,
That's what I was saying. Sometimes you just got to let life take its toll, bro, or
yeah,
take its control.
yeah. Yeah, this is definitely a topic which I haven't really shown interest in until recently, to be honest.
Mm.
I've always been interested in fertility in general, but not in regards to me.
Mm.
Maybe it's a maturity thing, I guess, because
I think so.
you've always sort of pushed that on me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's I don't know, man. It's I feel like one of the biggest blessings. Like I look at so many parents out there and I just see them like with their kids and stuff, and it hits different, man.
Yeah.
I don't think any other joy, like even having dogs, right? My dogs are my fucking life, and that's a dog.
Yeah, I
I can
know.
only imagine what a child, something that I've given birth. Well, not me, my missus, but you know what I mean?
Mm.
I don't know.
You
I'm
need,
excited for it, bro.
you need a dog. You need a dog.
Yeah.
The house is too small still.
Oh, bro, they're beautiful. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
You get no more free time.
Izzy wants a big dog. So
Yeah.
it's backyard. Yeah. And I said to her,
Yeah.
until we've done our travel, we're not getting there. Because once it's done, that's the commitment. Yeah.
It's so hard, bro. Even like my parents live with me, so it's lucky.
Yeah.
But if we go somewhere, we got a little toy poodle and we got a groodle, right? The groodle's 35 kilos. She's massive.
Mhm.
Toy poodle I can give to anybody. Everybody will look after. She's like 4.5 kilos.
Yeah.
But the big dog, not a lot of people want to look after her just because it's so much harder.
Oh, my parents' German Shepherd's impossible. Like, I wouldn't want anyone to look after her.
Yeah.
Oh, like I would, but it's hard work. Yeah.
Mm.
Got to walk her. She doesn't like walking sometimes. Sometimes she does. She, yeah, she's can be aggressive. Not aggressive towards people. Just
Just
think,
randoms.
like when there's people at the door and she goes fucking ballistic. You think she's gonna kill someone.
No.
And they step inside the house and it's like worst guard dog.
That's why I got my dog.
Yeah, worst guard dog ever. As soon as they step inside the house, she's like their best friend. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when people come over, they're like, "Oh, is she okay? Like, am I gonna be okay?" And I'm like, "Trust me, bro." Like,
They walk in, starts rolling on her back straight away.
there's been a few times she goes off at people, but it's usually the way that they approach her. But even then,
Mm.
she just barks. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm. We'll wrap it up there. That was a good chat.
Beautiful. I enjoyed that.
Me too,
Like
bro.
we touch base. Let it flow and
I
there's
think
always something that's going to come out of us.
it's interesting for people to listen to these kind of conversations too, because I remember I listened to a conversation via it was like Brightman Cycles and Bridgman years ago, and they were just talking about life, and actually we were talking about breakups and stuff like that. And I remember I thought this is super valuable to me right now,
Mm.
because it's not like because when you're learning about fitness and stuff like that, sometimes you don't want to hear about that shit all the time, you know? Like, and there's so many resources you can get from that, but hearing someone talk about their struggles and their experience and stuff like that, that's rarer. And no one wants to talk about
Mm.
it. No one wants to talk about it.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I enjoy taking content like this and I love doing this, bro.
Yeah.
I really, really do.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, bro. Enjoy your day.
Pleasure, bro.